Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 261. I am your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Yep.
Today we're going to get super spoilery on Legends of Tomorrow 206, Outlaw Country. The team goes back to the Wild West and finds their old riding buddy, Jonah Hex, a bit tied up. After rescuing him from the gallows, they focus their attention to Turnbull, the would-be king of the West. Turns out Turnbull has been mining Dwarf Star in bulk and is set to start his own revolution. After a hasty Hex botches their first plan, the Legends infiltrate Turnbull's organization, blow up his mine, and stop a train with their bare hands. Also, Hex gets to punch the guy that killed his family and maimed him right in the face. Ray gets enough Dwarf Star to start building a new Atom suit, but after finding a crude drawing, makes a new suit for Nate first. Also, Stein has been having strange memories, probably because he messed with his own timeline and the changes are installing themselves into his memory. And Vixen decides to take Rory under her wing and train his inner animal. We had a comment on Twitter.
Shoot.
We had a comment on Twitter about this episode, and I can't disagree with it. I would like to, but I can't.
All right, I'll try. Go for it.
Randy SF45 says to us, tonight's Legends of Tomorrow is depressingly similar to last year. And I did respond that I hoped that I disagreed with him, but then today responded, yeah, that didn't turn out.
Yeah, so about that.
Kind of an awful episode in a lot of ways.
You hate the Hex stuff, though.
I
we had
hate
the same
Jonah
disagreement
Hex.
last year, where I kind of walked away and thought, that was enjoyable. Really didn't blow my mind. And I think this is probably the last time we see Hex, because there's some stuff going on with Legends of Tomorrow right now.
Yeah, well, they actively dumbed down Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
In this episode.
He
was worse than he was last time. He goes, train go boom? I'm like, are you shitting me? Jonah Hex just said train go boom.
I know.
You've
liked
made him
Jonah
dumber.
Hex last time. This time I didn't dig him nearly as much. I mean, the only time I really liked him was at the end when he was talking to Sarah. That was about it. I liked the backstory about Calvert, but I really just didn't enjoy his presence as much as I did last year.
They made him dumber than Mick.
They did, and they made Mick smarter this episode. Yeah, I know what a metaphor is, but don't tell them.
Yeah, I like that. I liked that Turnbull was played by the guy that I don't know the guy's name, but
I recognized him, but I can't place it. Who is that?
I know him from Lost. He played a plane pilot named Frank Lapidus, or as I call him, Frank the Petus Lapidus. Lost fans will know who that is.
No idea what that means, but
I enjoy that guy.
I like the alliteration.
He was a pilot that took some people to the island, and he was just like, unlike most people on the island, like he just seemed all the weird supernatural and whatever elements, sci-fi elements on the island, Frank Lapidus just always seemed mildly perturbed by it, just like he was annoyed that it was happening, not that he was scared or worried or confused. He just seemed
not even confounded,
annoyed,
just frustrated.
Like, what the hell is this now? Like, he was just a fun character, and I don't think he was really meant to be, but he wound up being. And I just like the actor a lot, and he did a really fun job here.
I never watched Lost, so I'm not sure what I missed there. But he did a great. I agree, he did a great job, except for the one thing. Like, him and Mick was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Mick is, as always, pretty fucking fantastic. But
mm-hmm.
I mean, I can just spiel off all the Mick lines I loved. Like early on, like, oh, it means you can time travel. I'll be in my room. Just love that shit. But
yep.
He did something that was just ridiculous. Like at the very end here, right? Sarah brings Jonah, right, and then the mine blows up. I mean, his mine full of Dwarf Star, the thing he was going to use to try to take down, the United States, just blows up. And the first thing he does is yell, "You're not a boy," or something like that.
Yeah, you ain't no man.
You ain't no man. Is that really your biggest concern right now, man?
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, before that, though, another great Mick line. When he's in there, like, you only have a minute. I mean, we have a minute. And then Mick, like, sentencing people over his shoulder. Should we tell them about the minute? I fucking loved it.
That was great. So, not only did they dumb down Jonah Hex in this episode, they dumbed down Ray. there's a bit where they mention the Old West, and Nate goes, "Oh, you guys have been to the Old West?" And Ray goes, "Yeah, I was a sheriff." And they're like, "All right." The very next scene, Ray walks in to talk to Nate again, and in his cowboy outfit, and says, "I remember my first time in the Wild West. I drove a desperado out of town." And I'm like, "Yeah, we know, you asshole. You just told us you were in the West and you were a sheriff. Why are you acting like this is new information?"
He didn't say anything about the desperado previously. Honestly, if he just repeated that story 4 times, I wouldn't have cared, because I would have thought, it's Ray. He's excitable. He kind of is just a tall, very intelligent puppy.
It's the "I remember my first time in the Wild West" line that really pissed me off. It was just like, yeah, you were just talking about that.
Just mentioning that. Yeah, I agree. I just thought it was like a segue so he could say, "I drove a desperado out of town. How cool is that?" Huh?
It was bad writing. They're going into 1874. Why are they not cloaking their damn time ship before they land? They should have cloaked it as they entered the atmosphere.
I didn't catch that, but you're not wrong.
Over and over again they do that shit, and it drives me nuts. Like, cloak your damn ship.
Get your shit together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dwarf Star. The Dwarf Star is the densest material known in the universe, Ray says. I don't know how they're even managing to move it.
No,
I just don't.
I didn't need to see it, though.
I don't know how they made it into bullets. I didn't need to see Dwarf Star either. I didn't need to know how they made it into bullets. I didn't need to know that it was the densest material in the universe. He shouldn't even have said that. I don't need to know that.
It was just
I know that from the
that
comics.
was a gag line. Oh, I should have mentioned it's the most dense thing. By the way, you're not going to be able to pick that up. It was just a gag line. I was fine with it.
I'm tired of Nate whining about how sick he was, how hurt he was as a kid, and not being able... Well, I'm like, dude, you couldn't withstand a Dwarf Star bullet. Suck it up.
Not many people get to complain about something like that.
Right. I mean,
okay.
You can be made of steel. Sorry that Dwarf Star went through you. Yeah. You jack.
Yeah. Look, didn't even care about that. You know what I was happy with was Ray and Nate this whole episode. Mm-hmm. Up front, he finds the picture and Ray's already opened it up. It's like, "Oh, you don't have to look. You've already opened it." It just they had good chemistry. I mean, the little gags with those two made me laugh the whole time. Especially at the end, Sarah comes in. "You guys done broing out?" I mean, not really, but I mean, we can be. Really loved that.
"Our friends back in 2016? ?
Yeah.
They need our help." Bad line.
Yeah.
Bad way of putting it. Did not care for that.
Well, they had to introduce the crossover somehow, I suppose.
I know, but they could have said, she says 2016. She could have.
You just wanted it to be 2016. You just wanted it to sound natural.
It could have been. Well, it could have been 2016, and instead of saying "our friends back in 2016, they need our help." No, you just she could have said they need our help in 2016, or
Oh, they mentioned it like "our friends." Saying our
Oliver
friends
needs our help in 2016
needs our help. Great. And if she had mentioned anybody by name, Nate didn't necessarily know everybody. Well, he probably did. He's time of story.
I know.
Ray really does know everybody. I think.
But Nate knows Oliver. All she had to say was Oliver needs our help in 2016.
Yeah, Nate would have jumped. Okay. 10-4,
I know. I'm nitpicking that. I am, but it's because the rest of the episode was so bad for the most part. To me,
by the time you saw that line, you were already in nitpicking mode.
Even I should have been excited because I'm like, oh, it's the lead into the crossover, but I wasn't. I was just like, F this shit.
Now, it's like I always say with Legends, the character interaction is where the gold is, or Dwarf Star is.
Sometimes.
The stuff that's happening right now between Mick and Vixen, I'm really loving. The stuff about letting you have an inner animal, you just need to know when to restrain it. Her, like we said, taking him under his wing. I'm really looking forward to all that. Plus, kind of think they're going to hook up.
Oh, you think?
It just feels like it. I mean, they've been kind of hinting that there was going to be something between them, just the way they've been positioning those two characters for a while. But it may end up being that it ends up being a more mentor-mentee kind of thing now, which is fine. Either one of these is good with me.
Yeah.
I just like them being in the same room together because it makes for funny times. I mean, really, I'm not looking for a lot from the show. Make me laugh a few times, show me some good stuff, and then advance the story. That's it.
I don't know. I think I'm looking for more.
Maybe it's
Flash
just I might have just been beaten down by my expectations, but I'm really not. This is all I need from them. It really is. I feel let me have some
Flash...
good Mick and Ray lines. Ray, where did you advance the story this week? Okay, Ray's gonna get his exosuit. Awesome.
I feel like Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow, even Arrow, are still rooted in reality enough, or, they have a certain believability to them that Legends just is not getting for me. Like, I just don't feel it. I want to, but they're just not pulling it off. And that, honestly, is showing up in their ratings. A few weeks ago, we were talking about how much money DC TV has brought in for Warner Brothers, but now it's actually actively looking like, despite what I said about none of these shows going away, it looks like Legends might
go away.
They're actually, like, the rate is such an expensive show, and we dealt with this last year. They got 4 more episodes this year, and I'm starting to wonder if it wasn't so they could wrap the damn thing up.
Well,
but after the winter break, they're moving it to right after the Flash on Tuesdays.
I think it's going to be like January 17th or something. Yeah, but when it comes back, it'll come back on Tuesday nights, which may be the thing to do.
Well, they got to stick Riverdale somewhere.
And then it's only going to be in Tuesday night for a few episodes before it's off. I mean, they have a smaller series run than the rest of these shows. All of them, actually. So it's only going to have we're going to have like a few weeks, like a month or something on Tuesday night. It's really not going to be like it's going to be gone before the mid-season replacements start. Like iZombie is going to come on and replace it in its usual time slot. Which is fine with me. I really like iZombie, but. Man, I mean, you're all right. It's showing up in the ratings. It's just it doesn't make me unhappy with the show.
Yeah, I mean, but like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, they added more episodes, and we all thought, hey, cool. But the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, dude, that sounds like a finale run.
Yeah, really could be. I mean,
with the move,
where I've seen, they're down to about half the ratings they had when they premiered. No one wants to be at the halfway mark. Yeah, it's struggling a little bit, no doubt about it, and it is expensive. I mean, the cast alone is one of the biggest like casts they've got.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be super angry though if they do ditch this show. I need them to ditch the show where some of the characters go back to other shows. Like I don't want to lose Mick and Ray.
I think we'll get Mick intermittently. I think we'll get.
It wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit if Mick came back a changed man and goes to Central City and hangs out with Team Flash.
Yeah, I think. What with the way everything's going with went down with Ray and Felicity, they'll probably bring Ray back on the Flash if they do anything with Ray.
He'd fit the
they
tone
might bring
there
him back
better.
to Arrow though,
but he would do a lot to improve the tone over on Team Arrow. I mean,
they've got on Team Arrow. They do have
Curtis and
we're talking about a Flash possibly a Flash without a Caitlin.
They might need
Ray
a Ray
to come in.
Yeah.
They might need a Ray. They might, I don't know. They've already got a Curtis and a Felicity over on Arrow
and a Rory.
But anyway,
they got jokes this year, yo.
Yeah. But you know what? Whether I'm assuming Firestorm will pop over to Flash, be back on Flash. If I think everyone will find their place. They can stick Vixen back in the old timeline. We might even get a Vixen series with current day Vixen.
I wonder though that there was talk of a Vixen series that kind of came up and came out. It made it at least to the rumor stage, Mm-hmm. And I wondered, though, if they were looking for more from Legends this year before they try to do something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say it. We all know damn well that the thing that has the highest response rate from all of your properties that you have right now is Constantine. So just go ahead and say that out loud. If you're going to make another show out of somebody, you know what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which they might not want to do because of Justice League Dark and Dark Universe and all that stuff. Whatever.
Yeah. Where he's literally voicing...
Well, I was thinking about the movie Dark Universe really more than anything, kind of putting the brakes on that. But I'd love to see a Constantine. If the plan is to cancel Legends and to bring back Constantine, I'm on board.
Oh, sure. But we've said that before.
That being said,
real quick shout out to this
excited.
episode on two fronts. I know you didn't like a lot of Nate's a lot of his talking points, but the bullet in the teeth shot was really fun.
It was fun. Wish the effects had been a little better, but
I know,
hey,
I know, but like
I can't.
It's fun to watch
bitch about effects too much.
It's really fun to watch someone enjoy themselves that much.
Mm-hmm.
And until he enjoys himself too much and gets himself shot. He really was having a great time. And man, the shot with the train, they're geeking out about it at the end. I was kind of geeking out too. That was cool. That was just cool. Staring down a damn train.
Mm-hmm. That was fun. Elements of the show are fun. Not at all deserving of having a cowboy scream Yahoo in your opening credit, but
that was stupid.
That was actively done.
I really was.
That
I
made
was watching this one with the wife, and as soon as it said Yahoo, I turned to her and went, "I should have warned you. You're really not gonna like this one." Like, why? It's like, well, this is one of the goofier shows anyway, and this is gonna be like a future space thing goes into the Wild West, and it ain't no Firefly.
Yeah. Could have been a fun fish out of water. No. They're not going to do that.
I just had to warn her, like, you're about to see Jonah Hex. It's going to be this one's going to be extra special goofy. High octane goofy.
And, with Legends of Tomorrow and the stupid Jonah Hex movie, the mainstream public just doesn't understand how freaking awesome Jonah Hex
actually is. Yeah. No understanding of it.
Anyway.
we already mentioned that Legends is off next week.
No, I don't think we did, but Legends is off next week.
Legends is off next week. You've got
gracefully, thankfully.
I would be happy to see it, Dan. But if Legends is ever going to do something really impressive, when we see him again in 2 weeks, it's the Invasion Part 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to wrap up a 4-night crossover event.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think that does it. I'm looking forward to the crossover.
I'm hoping that leaves you in a different headspace with this show a little bit.
I hope so.
This was about what we did last year, though. This is about the time where I decided, you know what, this is all I really needed, and the time where you decided, I wanted more, and damn you. This feels really familiar.
Yeah, this does. Yeah. We are DC On Screen. Thank you guys for listening. DCOnScreen.com for all the episodes. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe. Do the thing. You know, the thing that you need to do. We are going to be coming back and doing DCEU news, DC TV news, and we're going to have a review of Vixen Season 2, the animated series from CWC that has run its course.
It has? Okay.
All the episodes are up, so we'll be doing our review of that on Monday. And
that's news to me, actually. I didn't know it had run its course. I lost track.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm going to have to watch as many commercials for that as I am actual show. Was it like 6 5-minute episodes again?
I think so, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, until next time, guys, keep some DC on your screen.
When you download the Baker's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Get the most out of weekly sales and receive personalized coupons to save on your favorite items, all while earning 1 fuel point for every $1 spent. Baker's makes it easy to save while you shop, whether it's in-store or online, so you get the most value out of every trip, every time. Download the Baker's app now to save big on your next purchase. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.